So even by my own low standards, I've watched some absolutely shit films this week, and Lethal Love Letter, also known as Someone Is Watching, is still one of the worst. I'm Jay Harangue and I talk about soft porn and stalker movies.
You should subscribe.
This is Amelia. She's awful and she runs this company called Squirrel. It's a decluttering business, and she also has a blog and makes videos about stuff to do with tidying.
I see.
And this is her assistant Becca. Amelia is getting a load of negative comments on a little blog from someone who calls themselves Chaos, and basically the first half of this film is some sort of whodunit. That's all very exciting and all, but there's only one problem. There are only 7 characters in this film, but we'll come on to that later. Anyway, Amelia is working late and Becca comes into the office.
Wait, how did you know I was here?
I have that tracker on your phone.
Don't worry about the reasons for that, just remember she has it. Amelia is complaining to Becca about Chaos.
He's a creep.
Becca tells Amelia to up the security, but she's like, no, I'm not going to let this troll win, even though she's apparently seen someone outside her house a few times. Brilliant. Anyway, Amelia gets a letter, and it's from her ex-boyfriend's wife. It says, oh, hi Amelia, I know you used to go out with my husband Mark Callaghan in college, and as I'm terminally ill, would it be alright if you got back together with him? Great, thanks, Liv.
What?
Mark was Amelia's first love, but when her mum got sick, she left him without saying anything. When Amelia gets home that night, she gets some messages on her phone from Chaos, which suggests she's being watched from outside her house. Next day, she's at a client's house. This is Gwyneth, and she desperately needs Amelia's help, as I can only imagine she's only just found out about the existence of hooks.
No more prying spatulas out of a crammed drawer.
Like me, you probably think this is a ridiculous service that nobody in their right mind would pay for. But in this film, it's a very successful business.
Yeah, right.
When Amelia gets back to the office, Becca is recording a video.
And I just love using mason jars as desk organizers.
Not interested.
Amelia tells her she's off to Liv's funeral. That's her ex Mark's dead wife. Becca says, oh, it's all right, I'll go and meet Gwyneth instead of you.
I don't think you're ready to be the client alone just yet.
This becomes a point of contention, but again, more on that later. So here we are at the funeral. Besides the extras and one police detective, we meet the last of the characters here. This is Mark reading the eulogy, and this is Liv's sister Vicky. Everyone else is an extra. It doesn't look like Mark and Vicky are on particularly good terms. Liv's death is apparently a good excuse for Amelia to network and hands Mark her business card. Both Amelia and Mark are very surprised because neither knew the other lived so close by. Mark runs a home security business, by the way. When Amelia gets back to work, she sees that Becca has posted a video on the Squirrel website, and she's livid.
I need you to do your job, not mine.
Becca has worked at Squirrel for 3 years, and she was promised there'd be room to grow. But Amelia's like, whatever, Becca, not now.
Not after that blog post.
Oh, just fuck off, Amelia, making a massive deal over a stupid little video. Anyway, they end up having a massive row over it. Amelia gets more messages from Chaos that night, and when she gets into work the next morning, there's a dead squirrel in her desk drawer.
That's disgusting.
Mark has come over because Amelia didn't know who else to call, even though the funeral was the first time she's seen him since college. I suppose the budget clearly doesn't allow for Amelia to have any friends. Anyway, Amelia tells Mark about Chaos, and Mark says Becca is the most likely suspect. Here's Forrest, Amelia's new client. The top half of his head is much bigger than the bottom half.
It is.
And he's having some serious cluttering problems at home. I'm sorry, but what the hell is this business? How is she making money out of this? I hear this is a booming industry. How? This is something anyone can do themselves. If anyone out there has ever paid for a service like this, you've got more money than sense. If I'm way off here, tell me why I'm wrong in the comments. Thanks. Next day, Amelia and Becca go round to Forrest to take a look at the clutter. But Forrest is OCD about house guests, so Becca has to wait outside. Amelia sees lots of things in Forrest's house that she's featured on her blog, and Forrest says, yeah, I watch it all the time. Is that a problem? The main cluttering in this house is all the books, apparently, and they're in a room out the back. Right, and this is the huge stack of books that desperately needs sorting, is it? How ridiculous. I've got more books than this, and I can hardly fucking read. What the fuck is this? Anyway, Amelia has taken Becca out to try and sort out their issues, but it turns into another ridiculous argument over nothing.
Maybe we start a Becca page and you can do your thing there. A way to get your...
You know what? Forget it.
Not sure who's more of a twat here, but for plot purposes, just know that Becca is angry with Amelia. Later that night, there's someone in Amelia's house, and let's not mess about, that's a man. There are only 2 men in this film, and it's not Forrest, because this guy's head is of normal proportions.
True.
So as far as I'm concerned, that's Mark. Any mystery is gone now if it wasn't already. Oh, and here's the last of the characters, Detective Rains, and we never see her again. So Mark comes over because Amelia doesn't want to be on her own, and then this happens.
What is that?
It's nothing.
Why get up and take it out of the drawer then? Oh, because it's a book she's been writing and she wanted to tell Mark about it, but she wanted it to seem like he'd asked. Fuck off, Amelia.
You piece of shit.
Anyway, she stays at Mark's house that night, but nothing happens. Maybe that's because his wife only died a few days ago. Mark's made breakfast in the morning and immediately tells Becca to cancel her appointment with Gwyneth, but Becca doesn't cancel. Instead, she goes and does whatever it is that doesn't actually need doing at Gwyneth's house.
Come on in.
At Mark's, they're hanging around in his dead wife's bedroom and Amelia shows Mark the letter she got from Liv. And then they bang.
Excuse me?
Yeah, that's right, on his dead wife's bed.
Oh.
Oh, and Amelia has essentially moved in now, brilliant. Next morning, she goes to meet Forrest at his house. He asks her out, but she says no because I'm involved with Mark now. Mark has already become jealous and needy.
Where are you? Are you okay? I woke up terrified. I think I'm having a panic attack.
All because she didn't tell him where she was going. Massive red flag. Mark gets his laptop out later and tells Amelia that he has proof that Becca is chaos, so the next day at work she sacks her.
He's lying. I'm not chaos.
Pack your things.
Mark, by the way, has a network of cameras set up around the house so he can watch Amelia whenever he's not in the same room as her.
Oh, dear.
Forrest messages Amelia to make sure she's coming over tomorrow. Mark sees the message on her phone and gets in a mood. It's shocking that Amelia hasn't yet noticed Mark watching these cameras.
Morning.
Morning.
Incredibly, Amelia has made Mark a collage of the letters his dead wife wrote to him before she died, and he loves it.
What?
I just have no idea what to make of this, but it really doesn't seem like something a normal person would do. Anyway, Amelia tells Mark that Forrest, who is a publisher, wants to read her book. Mark can't have this, and he suggests that Forrest may be working with Becca or trying to steal her book idea, so tells her to plant a hidden camera in Forrest's house.
Come again?
She actually does this, but then thinks better of it. But as she's trying to remove it, he catches her. She's like, oh, sorry, Forrest. I was just worried you might be my stalker, but I don't think you are now, so can we just get back to work, yeah?
No.
I think I'd like you to actually leave.
Next day, while helping Mark declutter, she finds a box with rolls of cash and divorce papers in it. Then she sees Mark putting a load of evidence out in the trash and the full extent of his home camera activities on his laptop. He's like, I think we should go away for a few days, just the 2 of us. She plays along, but she's planning to escape. She even finds some sort of squirrel carrying case in the trash on her way out.
That doesn't look good.
From the car, she leaves a message for Becca saying, so Becca, yeah, you were right. It wasn't you, it was Mark all along. Sorry about that, bye. Then instead of going to the police, she goes to Liv's sister's house. Here she finds out that, A, before Mark and Liv got together, Liv had an aggressive stalker and Mark came along like a knight in shining armour. B, Liv wasn't terminally ill at all. She had manageable diabetes, which somehow got worse when she was with Mark. And C, the letter Amelia got from Liv was actually from Mark.
Yes, of course. Now things are beginning to make sense.
When Amelia leaves, Mark has somehow seen and heard all of this, so he kills Vicky.
Nice conversation with my future wife.
Mark catches up to Amelia, who's arranged to meet Becca, but he's like, no, she can't be trusted, and now's the perfect time for us to go on this getaway. So here they are at this remote log cabin in the middle of nowhere. Meanwhile, Rebecca has coincidentally bumped into Forrest, and they're both worried about Amelia. Worst thing is, they have no idea where she is.
Wait, I have a tracker on my phone.
Set up and payoff, nice. So they're off to find her. Back at the cabin, Mark's like, look, Amelia, you're not leaving me or I'll kill you like I've killed everyone else. But she's like, fuck it, I'm risking it. So she jiggles her massive tits down the hill, grabs a stick and hides behind a rock. Becca and Forrest have arrived at the cabin thanks to Becca's tracker, and Forrest has some nunchucks that he can't even use. Surely he's better off with a golf club. Anyway, Mark comes in and sees them there. He has a knife, but Amelia's crept up to the back door.
Hey, put the knife down!
What the hell are you doing here?
So Amelia pretends to be back on Mark's side, and she's like, you were right, Mark. These two are the stalkers, not you.
Smart.
But she's playing him so he can grab this thing out of his pocket. I've tried to see what it is, but I can't. It's not a gun and it's smaller than the knife Mark's got. So how is this keeping him at bay? I have no idea. When Mark follows them outside, Forrest hits him in the head with nunchucks. Once. Mark slashes Forrest with the knife, and eventually it takes all three of them to bring him down. And yes, he's dead.
I don't see how.
6 months later, Amelia is back making videos. Forrest is her boyfriend, and Becca is her new partner.
What a revolting development.
Brilliant. So until next time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, and check out this other video. Thank you.